let's just recap the King of the Ring, because obviously that was a few months ago, and you had a really successful the club had a really successful thing. So just talk to me about a bit about the King of the Ring, and we'll come on to your the last fight afterwards.
Yeah, so we had 14 boxers fly over there. Everyone got a medal apart from one boy who was really unlucky. He boxed the Holland international boy. 14 boxers. We came, I think it was either second or third in the team of the tournament. King of the Ring is in Sweden. It's the biggest tournament in Europe as an amateur boxing, because Haringey, it does have more boxers than Haringey. Obviously Haringey is the second biggest, but King of the Ring is the biggest boxing tournament that's held in Sweden. Lovely country, plenty of fights, all in 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They do it from all levels to elites, open class. So it's a really busy, full-on 3 days, but brilliant.
And so you had 2 fights out there.
So in my weight category, obviously 67 kilo open class elites. There were so many boys in my weight category, it got split up into 3 different groups. My one had an odd number, so I got a bye onto the Saturday, which was quite fortunate. I was quite tired on the Friday after flying and all that. So I fought a boy from Bletchley, Dominic from Bletchley, on the Saturday. Good kid, won that fight. And then on to the Sunday, which was the final, I was fighting the Swedish number 1 boy. He was the favourite to win the tournament at my weight. He'd had over 120 fights. Everything was riding on it. I only had 38 at the time. So 4 times more the experience than me, 3-4 times more the experience than me. And smashed into bits on the last day. It was a great fight. It was a movie, to be fair. I had everything against me going on it. The judges, obviously everyone knew him, the ref, the chairman of the tournament. Obviously every time he won, he kept going over to the chairman to say give him the belt and all this, because he was the favourite to win it. He was so confident he was going to win it. And then on the last day of the fight, I was really prepared. I was confident in myself. I see him box. He was a really tough boy, 120 batter. He's going to be very experienced. But I've gone out there the first round, I boxed his ears off. I come back to my corner, my coach Darren, he's saying, I don't know how, mate, but you smashed into bits, but you lost on the scorecards, because they got the live scorecards next to you. And then same thing happened again on the second round. And I was thinking, what can I do? He's like, you've got to knock him out, or go give him some standing counts in the third round. And then in the third round, I just smashed his head off again, and then luckily I got the win. Obviously everything was riding on that. It was the final fight. I was the last boxer to fight on that day. It was everything was riding on it for the gold, fighting against a top Swedish boy. We knew all the judges, everything was against me, and then I managed to come away with the win. So I was brilliant. So I flew over to Sweden, I had 2 fights over there, come away with the gold, and I was brilliant, chuffing myself with that.
What was it like? when Darren was saying to you, look, you're 2 rounds down. Were you in your mind, you're like,
it's very disheartening, but do you know what? You see it in boxing all the time, in amateurs, pros. You see the judges' scorecards. Obviously, sometimes it's quite controversial, but then sometimes it's how are they actually scoring it like that? Do you know what I mean? It was one of them ones there's no way they can score in it. And then once obviously people can see me and they're like, why do you look so down for? You're winning. After the fight, I see a few boys and that, and they was all saying you absolutely dominated it. And then that was that. Come away with the gold.
Maybe they heard Darren kicking off, ready to kick off.
Darren was kicking off. He said, if you don't end up getting the result for this, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm gonna start kicking off and that. He was fuming and all. So
and rightly so. I mean,
100%. Especially flying all that way. Especially against the home kid, it was but luckily I managed to. Obviously, I got the win.
So this is going to be your last season as an amateur?
Yeah, definitely be my last season as an amateur. I fought in the NACs this year, earlier in obviously March, April time. I fought 3 times for the Southern Counties. I won the Southern County 67 kilo. Got through pre-quarters, in the quarter-finals against a fella from Everton Red Triangle, Lucas Basimwa. He won the whole tournament. He stopped 4 out of 6 boys. It was only me and another fella, Ellis Panther, that he didn't stop. So he won the whole thing, and now he's signed with Frank Warren. He's had his first pro fight. But that Everton Red Triangle was a good gym, man. They produced good boys from there. So I lost it, come short earlier this year in NAC. So we're going to go again March, April time, and then hopefully minimum get to the final. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
What sort of decision does it take for you to say, right, I've had enough in the amateur now?
Do you know what?
It must be quite a tough one.
Do you know what? Recently, so in the last 3 weeks, I've had 4 boys pull out against me. It's just so frustrating. I had my first fight in 2017, to be fair. So I had my first fight 7 years ago, nearly 8 years ago now. So obviously I had COVID during that period. I've been on and off. So even though I've only had 39 fights, I've been boxing for quite a while. Even though I've only had 39 fights, but by the end of the season, I'll be on minimum 50 fights without a doubt. I'm gonna stay as active as I can, as long as boys keep pulling out against me. If I've got championships coming up and plenty of box cups, that'd be all right.
You mentioned before the camera cut off. It was about obviously you had that injury. You broke your jaw.
So in May, I fought here actually in the Woking, the home show, where I'm fighting again today for my first time since I broke my jaw. So I fought a boy called Joshua Nasimba from White Hart Lane. I thought I won the fight pretty comfortably. I was winning the whole fight. Third round, I did win the fight, but third round, minute and a half to go, he's hit me with a right hand. Obviously, had my mouth open, and then I just felt my jaw go. So then the last minute and a half, I'm just trying to survive, not really throwing it. My jaw, I'm in agony.
Yeah.
So people say adrenaline. When you break your jaw, the adrenaline, there is no adrenaline.
Because you yelled at the end of the fight rather than sort of.
I was just trying to put the poker face on, like, oh mate, it's broken jaw, it's not nice. Honestly, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Yeah. It was this side that went, and then I'm carrying on fighting, and then he's hit me with another shot, and then this side's gone from where that's at. So I should have just stopped, but I'm a fighter, I'm a boxer. I wanted to make sure I got through to the end, and I obviously got the win.
Yeah, you won, yeah.
And then I spent 3 nights in A&E, got metal on each side of my jaw, obviously it was in operations and that, and then now I've got metal jaw, come back this season, I had obviously a few months out to recover. It was, I missed out on the Haringey, he went and won the Haringey as well, so I definitely would have won the Haringey if I would have been able to enter it, but unfortunately I didn't get to because of my jaw. But all back, all strong as anything now, so...
Is that your sort of like the worst injury you've had?
Yeah, without a doubt, worst injury I've ever had in my life. I wouldn't wish it on any boxer. I mean, I don't really know too many boxers that had it. The only one I knew was that Joe Optaya. He's like the cruiserweight world champion, and that he's the only one that I really know that had it. I didn't really know anyone, so it was pretty like I was so worried that when am I going to be able to fight again? Am I going to be able to make it back for Sweden in November? But luckily, obviously I'm a young man. My jaw recovered pretty quick. It was three months, and I was back sparring again, straight back in there. Obviously.
What was it like sparring for the first time? Was it you a little bit?
Do you know what? The sparring wasn't so bad the first time. It was my first fight back that was worrying. It was I was so wary in the first round, and it's just until the first round's over, then you know the jaw's all good. Take a few, and once you've taken a few shots on it, you know. So everything's all good to the jaw now. So nothing to worry about there. Stronger than ever.
Good. And the pro journey. What's the sort of timeline for your pro journey?
So this is going to be my last season as an amateur. So I'm going to try and finish off strong in the Haringey. I've got obviously the NAC's March, April time. Yep. Probably do the Capital Box Cup again in May, and then aim for the Haringey in June. So probably be about between 50 to 60 bouts by then. And then going to look to turn over throughout the summer. Obviously you have a few months time it takes to get your license, and then probably try and get out my first pro fight will be before obviously the end of next year, and that'll be the plan. Yeah,
sometimes that process can take quite a while, and trying to get your license.
100%. But I think there's boys that I beat, like the boys I beat in Summer County, Toomey Phillips, that boy I beat this year. He's already turned pro. Obviously, the boy I lost to in the NAC's final, he signed over with Frank Warren. He's turned pro. So all these boys I'm fighting now, they're turning over and that, and then it's only a matter of time for us. My time. It's my last season. I just want to finish strong. Have a good season, and then that's it. Turn over.
I suppose the only thing with the pro ranks is now it's like that ticket selling, it's finding sponsors, and that seems to be the hardest part when I speak to boxers.
It's the business aspect of it as well. You know, it's not very financially liable. It's difficult. You don't really make any money until you start getting to southern area fights, British fights. Do you know what I mean? So it'll be 2-3 years of suffering, just trying to work towards my goal. At the end of the day, you've got to take sacrifices to get where you need to be. I've got a little girl as well, so I've got to provide for her. So it's going to be a tough next few years, but we're going to get there.
Will boxing be like the full time, or will you have sort of?
I'll probably go work a couple of days a week, but it'll be mostly training almost full time. Do you know what I mean? I'll be training 5-6 days a week, twice a day. So that'll be the plan, even before work and after. If I've got to go to work some days, do you know what I mean? So hopefully I get some good sponsorships as well. That'll help me out throughout my camps and stuff. But that's the aim. We're going to get there.
Hopefully. Well, listen, we'll follow you on your pro journey. So do you want to shout out your social media for people to follow you?
So Instagram, James Gardiner Boxing. TikTok's the same. So my TikTok's got loads of videos of me boxing on there. So you're welcome to have a look through that, and then follow the journey, the pros next year as well. So it's going to be good.
Sweet, nice one.
Thanks, Stuart.